Hi, I'm Jan Kowalski McDonald with Greenslate I Incorporated. And tonight we're going to have a live interactive show, and we're streaming online at cantv.org/hotline. And for the next 25 minutes, you're more than welcome to join the conversation and call in with comments, questions, or concerns to the number at the bottom of your screen. This is a live interactive program, and I sincerely welcome any questions, comments, and concerns that you might have. Now, let me tell you a little bit about myself. First, let me tell you a little bit about Greenslate, my sponsor. Greenslate I Incorporated is a not-for-profit entity, and they're designed to assist ex-convicts. Here's the information for Greenslate I. You can find their founder, Ziv Sistrunk. You can locate them at 217-600-1846. And their website is greenslate.instituteforjustice.weebly.com. And their email is greenslate.instituteforjustice@gmail.com. And I know I said that a little fast. So if you have any questions, you can call the number at the bottom of your screen. And our technician, Omari, will let you know the number in case you didn't have a chance to grab a pencil and pen for that. Now, Greenslate I Incorporated is designed to help ex-convicts. They've got a number of programs, including re-entry programs, Feeding the Families of Englewood. They've got a Kirby's Kids Camp, and my favorite is the community service program through the Circuit Court of Cook County. So if you have any community service hours that you need to fulfill, please call Greenslate I Incorporated. And the number is 217-600-1846. And of course, they are a certified provider, so to fulfill those community service hours, just call them. I think right now what Greenslate's working on is they've got a program initiative going on to register voters. Greenslate believes that the voice of the ex-convict is only going to be heard if we act as a voting bloc. So Greenslate's out there trying to get as many people registered as they can. And it's all people, not just ex-offenders, that they're trying to get registered to vote. Now, of course, I'm Jan Kowalski McDonald. I don't know if some of you might have seen my other shows, but let me show you my little picture here. There I am, Jan Kowalski McDonald. And I know that's a Polish name, and it's hard to say for a lot of people. So I've got this cute little series here, and let me just share this with you. There's my coal. And next we have a wall, a very nice brick wall there. And last but not least, we've got our skis. So we've got a coal, a wall, and skis. And that's because my name's Kowalski McDonald. And let me show you my little friend here. Again, he's a little koala bear. There he is, and he's on his skis. And again, that's because my name is Kowalski McDonald. Now, some people, because they don't have Polish surnames or not familiar with, they are kind of difficult to pronounce, might be tempted to call me Kawasaki. But no, I'm really not a Kawasaki. I am a Kowalski McDonald, and here's my little koala, and that's because I'm 100% certified. Now, before we get into the program tonight, I just wanted to let you know that this is a live interactive show. So if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, please feel free to call in. Now, on prior shows, we've had other guests. My guests have included gubernatorial candidate Bob Diber. They've also included motivational speakers. I was hoping to have a guest speaker with me tonight, but apparently they're running late. So I want to talk to you about the current election cycle. Now, the way I was raised, my dad always said, if you want to run for office, all you have to do is throw your hat in the ring. And I so wish that was true. But if you want to seek election in Cook County, at least, there's a number of hoops you have to jump through. You have to send around petitions seeking you to be nominated and have them signed by a number of registered voters. And then I'm sure many of you have seen people on the L platforms, the train platforms, in front of stores, at events with clipboards. Generally, these clipboards, people are asking for your signature to get someone's name on the ballot. And you think, well, great, I signed the ballot, I signed the petition, now that person's on the ballot. So I've got freedom of choice at the ballot box. Unfortunately, things are not so easy in Cook County. They've got this long and venerated process of bouncing people off the ballot. So in order to do this ballot bouncing, from the time the petition's submitted, they go through a rigorous analysis of the petitions that are submitted. I don't know if most people even are aware that this process is going on. And even though, let's say, 50 people might file their nomination petitions, generally speaking, not all 50 of the people will be on that ballot. And I don't know if a lot of people are aware of this, but to me it's disconcerting because I was always brought up thinking that if you wanted to run for office, it was a pretty much easy thing to do, to throw your name in the hat. But not today and not in Cook County. And that's particularly problematic because especially now with our tax and spend politicians that we have in office, they're just taxing us to death. And it's hard to get the working man's voice heard. We've got the county commissioner, sorry, I take that back. Our county board president is embattled after the soda tax. Our county assessor is embattled as well too. So it's really important that working people deserve a chance to have someone who wants to fulfill their needs to be placed on the ballot. And this is a difficult thing to do when the Democratic Party slates certain people and not others. For instance, if the Democratic Party slates a candidate, they will back that person through this rigorous examination process. But other people are not so lucky to get the endorsement of the party. They have to go through this rigorous petition review process. And I think as we speak, since it's February, I believe that the ballots have been prepared, and I think they're being mailed to all our overseas people. In addition, I think on February 8th, next week, you can go in and request an early voting ballot. So I'm pretty sure that the ballots have already been printed and are being mailed as we speak today. But I don't want to discourage anybody from running. I think it's especially important given our democratic form of government. After all, our Constitution starts with "we the people." So I'd like to see that more people are involved in our government, and not only by running for candidates, but also by voting. So one of the things that I like to see, and I know it's one of the Greenslate initiatives as well too, is that we would like to see if it's possible to do online voting. And I know you're thinking, online voting, is that such a thing? I've never heard of that. Can we even do that? Well, I'm here to tell you that I'd like to see it be done. Why? I can file my federal and state tax returns online. I can do my banking at pretty much any bank nowadays online and on my phone. Is there some reason I can't vote online or on my phone? Especially if I can submit my tax returns online and do my banking online. If there's enough security precautions put in place, I think it's imperative that we get something put in place so that people can vote electronically, whether it's online or through their phones. This is really important because right now, only a minority of the people is electing our leaders. There's so many people that talk politics and are not happy or very happy with our current administration. But whatever the concerns are, the remedy is not violence. The remedy and or disparaging, especially since it's our elected government for the next 3 years. The remedy is to seek other people to be elected on this. And the way to do that is to make sure everybody's vote counts. We don't want a minority of the people electing our leaders. So the way to do this is to have online voting. And I'm suggesting that the best thing to do is right now, through Cook County, if you are registered to vote in the City of Chicago, there's the City of Chicago Board of Election Commissioners. They will issue a voter's registration card. Similarly, if you're located in suburban Cook County, David Orr's office will issue you, the clerk of the Cook County clerk, will issue you your suburban voter's registration card. Now, traditionally, I don't know if anybody, I should have brought mine today. I think it's in my purse. But the voter's registration card is a little piece of paper, and it comes in the mail. It's folded in half, an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. And then you could cut out the little square at the bottom that contains your voter's registration information. It's got your name and address, but it also has your precinct and your ward, your committeeman, and it tells you where is your nearest polling place. So this is greatly helpful. But the problem is that these little pieces of paper, they're not embossed. You have to get a scissor to cut them out. They're not even pre-scored so that you could easily rip them off. So I think what we need to do is to get a system where like a bank or like a credit card company, your voter's registration card is a piece of plastic. And you can have that same magnetic strip on the back and a same PIN number or CVV number. This way, when you receive your voter's registration card in the mail, you can call the Cook County Clerk's office and say, hey, I got it in the mail, activate it. The same thing, let's suppose you lose it or your purse is stolen. You can always call the county clerk's office and say, hey, my voter's registration card was lost or stolen. Can I have a replacement, please? The thing is, you're going to have to provide the clerk's office with some indicia that you are who you are. In other words, excuse me. In other words, your last 4 digits of your social security number or your birth date. Because this is the information that's contained upon your voters in order to register to vote. You need to provide them with either your social security number and or your birth date, and preferably both, because that assists them in locating your information in their wide voters registration computer system. So I'm suggesting that we have voters registration cards that look like credit cards that have got CVV numbers on the back and PIN numbers on the back. So when you want to go to vote, you know what you can do? Go to the machine and swipe it right in there. So you don't have to worry about going to the table to see the little old lady who's going to give you this long, huge ballot that's probably 2 feet long. But you know, the other thing is, I was raised that way. And the way I was raised, this is a tradition. We all go to the polling place on Super Tuesday, whether it's in March, whether it's in November, and this is what we do as a family. Usually it's before dinner time, but we do it together as a family. And so it's a historical practice that we just all grew up with. Maybe that's why we're so patriotic in my family. But that's because we went to vote together. You know, the family that works together stays together. The same thing, I think the family that votes together stays together as well, too. I think it really should be a family enterprise that everyone in the family should go vote together. It's especially good to be a role model for the little ones, so the little kids see the parents at the voting polls. So I'm sorry, I'm rambling here now. But you're watching Greenslate I, and this is on CAN TV, channel 21, and CAN TV /hotline. And today we're talking about the importance of voters registration, and I would like to get your comments, concerns, questions to see what you think about whether we can go to an online voting system. So if you have a question or comment for me, please call the number that appears at the bottom of your screen. And it should be 312-738-1060. So let me just keep going along here. Why is it so important to have online voting or computerized voting? In Chicago and Cook County, generally speaking, in March and in November, the weather is not really great for going out to the polls. So I think the best thing to do is to have it available on our computers and on our phones. That way we can have more people involved in the process. Oh, we've got a caller. Caller?
Hello.
Hi. Do you have a comment or question?
Yes, Miss Kowalski, this is Paula calling. How you doing this evening?
Hi, Paula. How are you?
I'm okay. Let's talk about that voting system you're talking about.
What do you think about that?
Well, any way, anyhow, vote, no matter how you could do it. Sometimes, I don't know, a little bit on the online and stuff, I get a little afraid that people are going to take our information.
Me too.
And we're not quite protected as much as I feel. But I'll tell you what.
Me too. I am with you on that all the way.
I enjoy voting. I like going to the polls. I like to see the action. I like to see the people in the neighborhoods.
And I actually like it when I get the little sticker. And it says,
I get that little sticker every year. It's a nice piece of cardboard card, like you said, with the little card in the middle that you cut out. Makes you feel good. That's where you live. You speak your mind. You vote for who you want and hope to God they help us next year. Like you said, you know what, Mrs. Kowalski? What? You ought to run for something. Something. I don't know where you live. I was supposed to be sitting next to you tonight as a guest.
Yes, I'd love to have you,
I finally got your number. I got your number. I'm going to call you personally, and we're going to speak off the telephone. But anyhow, you ought to run for something. You got a heck of a brain.
Let me ask you, Paula, do you think we can go to a voter's registration card that's a little like a credit card with the magnetic strip and the special 3 numbers in it?
Absolutely. Anything to get somebody in there. You know, people are always complaining. Get up off the couch and go and vote. Get in there and see if your vote counts. You can't get anything done without any kind of voting. It's as simple as that, whether you're a Democrat, Republican, or in the middle. Get out there. If they want to give it to you magnetically with the card, they're trying to make it as convenient for us as they possibly can, the state of Illinois.
You know, I got to disagree with you on that, because I have heard stories where people would go to their polling place and they say, oh, no, sorry, you got to go somewhere else.
No. Each ward knows exactly. I've been in the same ward for the last 27 years.
Right, you have, but the people that move. The people that move think, well, I got to go back to where I was. And then they go back to where they were, and they're like, well, wait a minute, you're not on the rolls anymore.
Well, then you just don't vote. Then you just don't vote there. It's got to be a problem somewhere.
That's why I'm here to tell you, Paula, because I agree with you. There's a problem somewhere. Let me tell you the story. I went down to the board of the Cook County Clerk's Office, and I was looking through the voters' registration records, because in my spare time, believe it or not, I have registered people to vote. And I located a voter that's a registered active voter on the voters' registration rolls, but their birthday, catch this, their birthday was 1776.
Well, then there was
I'm thinking, well, wait a minute, that must be a mistake, 1976. So I did a double take, and I'm like, no. That says 1776. And I said, how can we have a registered voter in Cook County that's still alive if they were born in 1776?
I don't know. It must be taking some good vitamins. I don't know. But to get out...
Oh, no, that's another thing. Because when people move, the voters, they place them on inactive status. But then if you show up on Voters' Day at that address, you know, at your polling place to vote, and show them your ID, they're going to let you vote.
Well, now you got to go one step further. You got to go to the village hall of wherever you moved from and bring it to their attention. Say, I was a voter in the 29th ward. Now I'm moving to the 31st. Here's my name, John Doe. Can I please have my new registration card sent to my new home? It's as simple as that.
Well, you're absolutely right, but you know what the problem is? Guess what?
What?
I was in the city, and I registered to vote in the city, so I'm on the City of Chicago Board of Election Commissioners, and I'm on their website at that city address. I then moved out to the suburbs. So guess what? I'm on the Cook County Clerk's website at my new address. So now I'm registered to vote in the city and in the county.
That's wonderful.
No, that's not.
Wonderful.
That's
wonderful.
not good.
That's wonderful.
Theoretically, I could vote twice, but you know what? That's not fair. That would not be right. And somebody's got to be purging these records from the system.
I told you were a smart cookie. Get up off the couch and go and vote. People are grown adults now. You want to see your city change, and you see somebody up there you like on the ballot, whether he gets picked or not, at least you did your part. You went in there, or you did it online like Mrs. Kowalski, or on the phone. Be careful, Mrs. Kowalski, with your banking on the line and all that.
Well, you know, that's another thing. That's why the county clerk's office is so important, because they handle not just the voters' registration records, but they also handle the vital records. Believe it or not, the vital records includes your birth certificate.
Right.
So when you're online and they start asking you for your password and want to know what your mother's maiden name is, or your dad's middle name, or the city you were born, all that good stuff is on that birth certificate. So once again, it's so important that we elect someone for the Cook County Clerk's Office that knows what they're doing, especially when it comes to vital records. Well, now, Paula, let me ask you. I had my identity stolen. I did. It was horrible. I can't tell you how horrible. And I'm still trying to figure out how these guys got a hold of my information. Did anything like that ever happen to you, Paula?
Absolutely not. You know why?
Why?
Because I don't pay anything online, nothing. My electric bill goes through the currency exchange. I don't do anything online. I don't give anybody any way, shape, or form to have a chance of stealing my identity. If you notice in the state of Chicago, well, in the city of Chicago, we've been getting a lot of robocallings.
Yeah.
A lot of robocallings. People calling that you don't know who they are. Don't answer the phone or hang up. Today's technology, Mrs. Kowalski, we got to be really careful, sweetheart. No matter what you do, if you use a Mariano's gift card, whatever, Mrs. Kowalski,
Gotta be careful.
we got to be real careful with it. No,
Well, that's why I
never
use a
happened to
shredder.
me.
I've got a shredder in my house. So when those prepaid credit card offers come in the mail, I shred those right away. I don't just throw those out.
Absolutely, sweetheart. You pay your bill and you throw away the receipt. It's as
Well, the
simple as
problem is
that.
nowadays, if you want to get like $5 off of your bill, you have to sign up for electric paying.
Well, there you tell them to take their $5 and keep it, and you just keep on going down the road. Buy what you can afford. It's as simple as that.
I wish everybody
listen,
thought you would.
yes.
Oh, wait, Paula, we've got another caller. Caller, do I have another caller?
Yes, Miss Cole.
Oh, Ray, how are you tonight?
Okay, Miss Kowalski.
Did you see the coal in the wall and the ski?
There you go. See that?
Ray, what do you think about online voting? You think that's possible?
You know what? Technology sometimes makes it too easy for people. You know, for years, I've seen elderly people. I've seen veterans. I've seen people in wheelchairs get up and go and vote.
Right.
That's the way to do it.
That's the way we've always done it.
Yeah, I've been doing that for, like I said,
My whole life.
70 next month. But you know, sometimes technology is good, but sometimes it's not, because it just makes it easier. And then still, people will forget to vote. Get up, go vote. But you know what I wanted to say? I'm jealous. You say I'm your best caller, your favorite one, and yet you invited Paula on the show.
Oh, did you want to come too? Ray, I'd love to have you, especially on your birthday. Can we do it like March 17th?
But you know what? That
Yes, Ray?
That Paula is a pistol. I just love listening.
Ray, you are welcome to come on the show. I'd love to have you.
And
Do we have another caller? Omari, do we have
yes.
another caller?
Yes, and good evening. Thanks for taking the call.
Hi, how are you tonight?
I'm just like you also. I don't do anything online. Nothing. Let the bank do the payment and you feel better.
You're right.
So let
I'm
me tell you,
suspicious too. I'm wary, but we got to do something to get the kids involved. They're all on the phones.
Yes. Hey, listen, what do you think about absentee ballot? I've been doing that for the last maybe 10, 12 years. And now they said there might be a problem even with the absentee ballots.
Well, what did you hear?
You know, someone tell me all absentee ballots sometimes don't get all the way through.
Oh, yeah,
Well,
yeah.
see-
I did hear that. There's a group out there. I think it's called Clean Count. I just ran across this group. They're online. And Clean Count is concerned with how the ballots are being counted. Their concern is that some of the switches on the machine might be malfunctioning and or some of the ballots just might not be counted at all. I'm hoping to get someone from Clean Count to be on the show to explain their concerns. Because if I'm voting and taking time out of my day to go to the polls, darn tootin' right, I want my vote counted. So, yeah, I did hear something about that.
They said
But,
the
you know,
Board of
I think
Election going to
absentee
send
voting,
you a
I think it's
notice.
brilliant. I think it's
They're supposed to send
absolutely
you a-
brilliant.
supposed to
My
send you a
ex-husband,
notice.
he was having surgery, and he knew he was having surgery, and he wasn't going to be able to make it to the poll. Well, you know what? Great idea. You know, especially if you know you're not going to be available on that day. So I think it's absolutely brilliant that you exercise the absentee ballot. But what do you think that they counted your ballot? Is that what the concern is? Oh, caller, did I lose you there? But I agree with our caller. I think if you're not going to be available on, this year it's going to be March 20th of 2018 in order to exercise your right to vote, that you should request an absentee ballot. And make sure it's turned in. You could go downtown at 69 West Washington or one of the municipal courthouses, I believe, to turn in your completed ballot. But I've got to wrap up now, and Paula, Ray, if you guys want to be on the show, please call the number 217-600-1846. I'd love to have you. And thank you for watching and participating in today's show. And I'm Jan Kowalski McDonald with Greenslate I. And tonight we were talking about online voting and voters' registration cards. And tonight my technician has been Omari. And of course my executive producer is always Ziv Sistrunk with Greenslate I. And thank you and have a good night.